Welcome to Speedcubing 101. This is Cube Mom. Thank you for joining me today. And at the time this episode publishes, it is 40 days until the Rubik's World Championships 2025 in Seattle, Washington. Whether you are attending in person or tuning in on the live stream, please make your plans for July 3rd to 6th, 2025. Today's guest is no stranger to the World Championships as he has attended many and won in different events. His mom has also competed at the World Championships in 2021, 2013, 2015, 2017, and 2019. Today's guest is Kevin Hayes. And my chat with Kevin Hayes was recorded in the fall during a comp, so you will hear the usual comp-related sounds in the background. Someone also wanted to take a photo while we were recording. Kevin, of course, is used to that and really good about it. I also want to note that in this interview, Kevin mentions Felix and Mats. When he says that, he's referring to Felix Zemdegs, who represents Australia, and Max Valk, who represents the Netherlands. Their WCA IDs are in the show notes of this episode. Also listed in the show notes are the three delegates that you'll hear from today. They are Ben Royce, Rubén López de Juan, and Matthew Dickman. Matthew's one of the main organizers for World, so I checked in with him to see if there's any announcements that need to be made at this point, so you will hear those at the end of the episode. But right now, let's hear from Kevin Hayes. Welcome to Speedcubing 101. It is Saturday, October the 5th, 2024. I am in Bellevue, Washington, and I'm here with Mr. Kevin Hayes. Kevin, to me, you're young, but in cubing, you're quite old.
Oh, I'm ancient. I turned 30 in May, so... I think my career is older than most of these kids here today.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Before we start at the beginning, brag for me, please.
Okay.
Tell me all the accomplishments and achievements.
Okay. So I was 6x6 world champion in 2013, 15, and 17. In 2013, I also won 5x5 and 7x7. And in 2015, I also won 7x7. Then I set 22 world records in 6x6 and 7x7. And I won nationals in 5, 6, and 7 from 2012 to 2017, 16. And then I got top 3 in those 3 events from 2010 through 2019. And then I retired. But I still did it for fun. Although I like being good at my hobbies, so I still do pretty well, right?
We have paparazzi here, by the way. Is that good? Okay. But you also were telling me you traveled the world.
Yeah.
Go.
So I got in a really good time. Was very fortunate. Like my career success lined up with cubing being bigger. And so I remember it was 2014, like Felix, Mats, and I, I'm sure everyone knows Felix, but me, Mats, and Felix were kind of like the 3 guys at that time. We all picked up sponsors, which was like such a new thing. It was so fun. We got paid to travel. So I started getting free travel in 2014, and then 2016, we like the Chinese manufacturers, like, and now it's pretty like everyone knows, like the GAN gurus, like tons of people are sponsored, but like this wasn't a thing back then. So like I know Felix was on with GAN, Mats was with Qi, and I signed with Yushin, and so that, and then I'm like, yeah, I was getting paid salary to cube, which was crazy.
And travel.
So I was like, yeah, it was really fun. Like it was such like. I was, like I said, like, I mean, obviously I worked very hard to like do well, but got into very good, like, it was very good timing for like how things lined up with like my career and like the sponsorship opportunities, like everything just like worked out so well. It was really, really fun.
This is what we're going to hear, how this all came to be for you. So now let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
What got you into cubing?
It's a pretty normal story. Like I already learned how to do it. It was like the hobby of the month for my friend group in like 7th grade. But just like hobby of the month, could do it in like a minute. And then
so before that, you had not cubed before 7th grade?
Oh yeah, I started pretty late. Although way back then, like starting at 14 was pretty like now kids like start younger usually. But I started. So when I started, like Yiheng is 3 years like right now Yiheng is 3 years younger than I was when I started, which is crazy. So yeah, I didn't start speedcubing until I was 14 in 2009.
Hobby of the month in 7th grade,
Yeah.
but you kept going after that month?
No, it was just literally hobby of the month. So like we couldn't, there weren't, online resources were scarce. We didn't know what was going on. So like we like couldn't find some guide that was really very good at trying to go fast. So we just kind of gave up. And then freshman year of high school, 2009, me and my friend were on a ski trip and we saw this guy he averaged like 20 seconds, which we thought was like insane and like the craziest thing ever. At the time that was all right. World record at the time was 12, like 12 seconds average. So it was decent. And then we were inspired by that because we actually saw it in person, look at it, what it was possible. And he actually like, then the big thing is we like practiced with him over the weekend. He showed us like in person what to do, but then obviously you can only learn so much, but in one weekend, and what was very helpful, he like pointed us online to like, okay, these are the resources to like, here's your PLLs, your OLLs, your F2Ls, like learn this stuff and to get going. And that was the real kind of the kickstart. And then just took off from there.
And do you remember what those resources were back then?
Oh my God. Like these are like, this is the Wild West. Like, I mean, none of these websites, and they might exist, but no one uses these anymore. Like, I can't even remember like Dan's like Q blog. Like I like, it was like Bob Burton had a website. I don't know. Like no one's going to recognize these names. Like
the other Kevin will, who's been on this podcast.
Yeah. Like, I mean, these algs, like now you go online, you find your spreadsheet and you have like 17 different algs for your T-perm. Like what, like, are you left-handed or right-handed? Do you like your D? Like, it's like, okay, 2009, you use this alg and it's terrible because like no one's generated. It's like, this is just, so like I've learned a lot of things that are bad that you had to unlearn because I started in 2009.
Okay. So you're 14 and you're learning how to get faster, but that was at the 3x3.
Yeah. So then I guess like, this is when V cubes were the only options for big cubes. And I got like, I was really into like learning the bigger ones too. Just like, I hadn't decided what I was going to do yet, but
in what,
like what events I was going to like focus on. Yeah. And then I got a V cube set for my birthday because like everyone, the only thing I asked for my birthday was Rubik's cubes. My parents balked at spending $120 on 3 Rubik's cubes, which is hilarious. Now, like, I mean, the cubes I get now are expensive, but you can get a 5, 6, and 7 magnetic for like $40 total. There's obviously a lot of expensive options. Like the sets I use are extremely expensive, but like you do not need these things until you are literally like top 10, top 20 in the world.
Okay.
So it, like at like an introductory level, you can get a 2 to 7 set for $100. That's like pretty nice.
Huh.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And like, yeah, we're spending like $100 on 3 cubes and these were terrible products in 2009. These things didn't turn at all. Absolutely awful. But I was really, I don't know. I think I just had natural affinity for that. Like the bigger cubes are more freeform. They're less algorithmic based. And I kind of just like that. It definitely still hadn't like focused on anything yet. It wasn't until Nationals 09 was at Stanford in an auditorium, no qualifying times, like just show up, 290 people, I think.
And was that your first competition?
That was my first competition.
How did you find out about it?
We knew the WCA existed. And like I said, I was looking up comps online. Were not that many at the time. I saw Nationals, a much smaller event, obviously, like no streaming, no prize money, like any of this stuff. Like, and then my sister was doing college tours at the time in Southern California, and I was like, oh my God, I will literally like go to every single tour. Like, I don't care. I'll just sit around all day if we can go. And my parents, like, at that point, like, I'd been pretty serious about it. And it's like, it's better than, in their minds, like, they're like, okay, we don't know what this is, but it's better than him playing video games or like watching TV all day. True. So,
were you from here or from California?
Yeah, no, I grew up in Renton.
Okay.
Right around here.
Okay.
Like 20 minutes out of Seattle. So, yeah, so I tagged along. I made finals in 5x5 and I got 4th in 6x6 miraculously. It was like 9 months after it's like 9 months. Yeah, it's Nats 09. I made finals in 5x5. I got 4th in 6x6, which is crazy. Like, I did well, but like for myself, like it was a good average for me at the time, but like I can't believe I got 4th. And after that, like,
wait, and what were your parents thinking at this point? Because they had also not been to a comp. And were they aware that you would?
No, like they knew that I was going to be okay. They knew I was very serious. I was practicing a ton, like is all I was doing. And so like they knew that I was invested in it enough for them to like put effort for me to go to this thing, which is very appreciate. Like, it's kind of a risk. Like obviously I'm putting a lot of time in, but you don't know how like valid this thing is. There's not a lot of YouTube content like there is now. You can't pull up the stream of worlds and be like, oh wow, this is pretty legit. Like, so yeah, very appreciative of that. Like it was, I think going to that event was very like, okay, this is real. Like this is a real thing. This is what it's like at the top level. Like you kind of like, you really need to see especially for someone like your parents, you really want to see like, okay, what is this like at the top level? Like, what is the experience like? And like, okay, like he's actually doing pretty well. So I think that was very validating, like in terms of their eyes of like, okay, like this is something we are okay supporting, like for our kid. And then, yeah, I think even after that, I think I was more focused on big cubes, but there was like one comp in Vancouver that year. And then 2010 Nats was when I won nationals in 6x6. And that's when like things like really started. Like, that's when it be like, I was just like practicing because I wanted to. Like, I only practiced because I wanted to for like the first like 7-8 years. But I think it was 2010 Nats where I was like, oh my God, like, okay, we got to win Nats. We got to set a world record. Like these things became realistic goals in my head. So that was like when I started like viewing myself as like going, like, we're going to like the expectations or just like the realistic expectations and goals were like to have international success after 2010. And so that's kind of when that started.
So you're 16 or 15, and now you're the national champion.
Yeah, 2010. So I'm 16. I win nationals in 6. Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
And yeah,
it was fun.
How did that go from there to traveling?
Yeah, so like cubing's still pretty small. It's still pretty small in 11. 11 had a bad year, but it worked out. 20.
Okay, tell me how you dealt with that.
Well, yeah, 2011 was actually a disaster year. Well, it was up and down. Like, okay, it wasn't a disaster year. That's an over exaggeration. Like now, like rethinking it, I just like, because I set my first world. I like had a world record. There's a famous video of me online. Like my cube explodes. I'm about to get the world record. It's like it's a 6x6. Like it's like barely recognizable as me. People have asked me like, have you seen this video? And I'm like, yeah, I lived the video. That's me. I
am the video.
I just look a little different now. I'm older. So that was in March. But that's like, it's funny now. Like you can get a world record at any comp. It's not as big of a deal. Like people like really are focused on records, but like the titles are way more important in my mind. But at nationals that summer in Ohio, I break my first world record in 6x6 single and average, which is a big goal, obviously. Yes. I end up not doing well in finals and get second, but I win 7x7. I get second in 5 and 6, so pretty decent. And then Worlds is in Thailand in 2011, and I get last in the finals. like my cube falls off the table at the end. I finish the last solve, and the cube falls off the table and explodes. Like I'd stop yeah, it's my fault the cube fell off the table. But in terms of like the time, I still would have gotten second even if the cube hadn't exploded on the ground. Which was like, I know I was the world record holder at the time. Like in my mind, it was like second is last, which is not a good mindset to have.
Well, and tell me, when you are a world record holder, how did that change your approach or how you felt in competitions when you weren't a world record holder to when you were?
Well, I guess it's different. Like it depends. When I had the records, the regular local comps were very like, get the world record or it doesn't matter type of thing, which is also not a good mindset. And then competing at like Worlds is different because like winning Worlds is like so much more important than getting a random world record. Like you can get a world record at any time. Tons of people have them. Like winning Worlds is so different. Like, so like in Thailand, I had the world record and it was like, I need to win. I was expected to win, but like, I really didn't know. The pressure at Worlds is so different. Even at Nationals, it's like not even remotely the same thing. So there was definitely more pressure though because I had the record and I was the favorite. But
is it the attention, the size of the competition, the pressure you put on yourself? What plays into it?
I guess like it depends like what year you're gonna ask me about. Like 2011 specifically was like I was just so young. I thought it'd be like nationals, but like this is Worlds. It's every 2 years. It's like world champs. Like there is nothing bigger. This is it. It's the last thing I hadn't done. Like I set a world record. I won nationals. Like it's trying to win Worlds, and so it was like everything. I had no experience at this like type of thing, and so like so much pressure. Just like you flew all the way around the world for this. Like I'm in Thailand.
Right.
Like so a lot of expectations. So not like. It's a different type though. Like later on in my career, the expectations were very different because like I had won so many times already, and it's very different experience. But in Thailand, there's just a lot of unpreparedness. I just no idea. Like the pressure was there, and like it was probably the least pressure, honestly, at all the Worlds I felt. But because I had no experience, it was like the most like damaging in terms of my mental state.
Yes. But you bounced back.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, so 2011 was a down year, but 2012 and 2013 were like my two best years, I guess, objectively. It's all been downhill since 2013. Yeah, I was motivated because I was not losing
Yes.
no matter what
Yes,
in
you were
2013.
hungry.
Yeah, so I practiced a ton. 2012 nationals, I won 4, 5, 6, and 7, which was insane. And I got third in 3x3, which was ridiculous.
Yes.
Like, that was so ridiculous. I used to be okay at 3. I think my best world ranking was like 35. So never like actually very good, but I was okay.
So you rose to the occasion there.
Yeah, it was like it's like your off event, and I was like, I could do well if I chill, and I chilled because I was like, oh, whatever. And then Worlds 2013 was the big year. Like I grinded so hard. That's like all I did. Like I had the world record in 6 by a lot, and I was like not enough. Like there's no
Yeah.
release. Like it was huge. That day was like Sunday at Worlds 2013 was like the day of my. That's like what catapulted me to like, okay, I'm well known. I'm like me, Felix and Mats are kind of like the more well-known guys after 2013 Worlds, like because I won 6, 7, and 5, and 5 was a big surprise. Like I was the massive favorite in 6. 7 by 7 I was probably the favorite, but it was unclear before the comp. But it wasn't like a surprise that I won. But 5 by 5 I was not supposed to win. Like I was supposed to like me and Felix were gonna take 1-2 by a huge margin no matter what. But like it was supposed to be Felix me. Like Felix had never lost a round ever before that point.
Okay. So I want to ask you about competition.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also want to ask you about Felix and Mats too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like there must be you're like a crew here.
We're like a crew. Like we're more friendly now. I was pretty intense back in the day. Like, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you started meeting at these comps?
Yeah, I met Felix and Mats in Thailand in 2011, and then and then next time I saw him was in Vegas, and like that was Vegas was crazy. Vegas was like. It was the biggest competition. It was like 600 people, and the second biggest comp ever was like 300 people. Like Vegas was when cubing like really
that
hit
was Matthew
a new.
Dickman's first competition.
Yeah, it was like a new gear for cubing for sure. It was kind of a switch in the what was expected. This is cubing now. It's very legitimate. It was very exciting. It was like
serious.
It was serious. Like it was a big deal. And the competition went very very well. For me personally, it went. Like it's like you're like you dream of your perfect comp and like I had it. I did it. Like I mean like theoretically like I technically could have won 6 with a world record, but like it was I got like it was like the perfect comp. It was crazy.
Okay, so I know now for any season stuff, if you win, you get somewhat of a cash prize.
Yeah.
Back then,
there was cash prize in Vegas, both Vegases, 2012 Nationals and 2013 Worlds. I think at Worlds I won $900 for first, and I won. I think it was like 500. It was like 400, 300. I forget. It was like just under $1,000, I think, at Worlds, which is good. I mean, like,
did you get the money, or did your parents get the money?
I got the money. I hadn't made any money yet, like cubing, because like sponsorships were just starting to be a thing. Like right after 2013, there was no money at all. Like now, like there is money in these things, but like. Quite frankly, the money you win is less valuable than the notoriety you get from winning. Like the notoriety you get from winning will turn into more money due to sponsorships than the actual cash prize. But there was no sponsorships at this point. It wasn't until after I should have gotten sponsored after 2013. Felix and Mats did, and I was like at a level where I could have, but I just didn't. Wasn't paying attention, I guess. It was after 2014 where I picked up a sponsor. I signed with Cubicle after 2014. Yeah, and then I was on Cubicle for like 8 years.
Is this when Cubicle was just starting to
oh my god
sponsor members?
Yeah, I was like their second. I was like when I was still on Cubicle in like 2020, I was their longest tenured sponsoree. I wasn't their first sponsoree ever, but like I was one of the first. And I was the longest tenured one when I retired. So I was like one of the first. Yeah, they were just starting out in the sponsorship game. I remember talking to Phil, and he's like, yeah, like, obviously we'll give you free cubes and, like, local stuff travel. And then I wasn't flying to anything until Worlds and Nationals the next year in 2015 for Sao Paulo Worlds and Hilton Head Nationals. And so he was like, when that comes up, we'll talk about, like, travel costs. And then it was, like, the spring, and he's like, yeah, we got it. And I was like, oh, man, this is legit. Like, I like a trip to Sao Paulo. Hilton Head was also expensive for nationals. I was like a few $1,000s over the summer. Like that was sick. Like I was like, oh my god, like I get free travel now.
And
how
old are you?
It's 2015, so I'm 21.
And what are your parents thinking or saying?
Now they're on board fully. Like I mean, like after I knew after Thailand, they saw Thailand, and like, I mean, it was clear that like how legitimate keeping. I mean, Thailand was very legit. It was just smaller. It was just like it was different. It was a great comp. Well, it was well done. But it was very legit after then. Obviously, I grinded so hard. I'm in college now, and like I grinded so hard, and then 13 went so well. So like, it's very. They're very excited. Obviously, like my random hobbies, like already done more than I ever thought I'd get out of it. So they're really supportive. They went like my mom competed in Thailand and Vegas. She competed in every Worlds except she didn't go to Korea. Shout out to Donna Hayes for skipping Korea when I told her she should have gone. I don't know why she didn't go to Korea. I was like, it's like pretty convenient from Seattle for like international. But no, she went to all of them. Like she like I don't mean to like my mom's been so supportive the entire time. She came to every single World. They came to like almost every single nationals. Like
you can't cube without her when you're that young.
Oh no, in Thailand, the biggest thing of like support. Like in Thailand, I was like, there's still like it's like cubing's legit, but not. It's like questionable on like we letting our 17-year-old kid fly to Thailand. I was like, I have all the money I have in the whole world. I'm buying. I have to go. I think it would help that I was the world record holder, so I was legitimately the favorite,
right.
Unequivocally.
Right.
And I was like, I have to go. Yes. Like I am the world record holder. This is Worlds. I have to go. And they're like, okay. And my mom went with me, and then she learned how to cube. She learned, I think, at Ohio Nationals. I taught her, and then
which events?
Just 3x3, and then she competed in Thailand and Vegas and Sao Paulo and. In Paris, in Australia, and then most of the nationals too. She got a sub 30 average because Nat's queue time was 30 seconds for a couple of years, so she got her sub 30, so she can compete at Nats. She is bummed she will not be making Worlds next year. Yeah, no, you're gonna need. I don't know. Yeah, it's not gonna. We're not. I don't. It's unlikely. Yeah. Sorry, Mom.
That's the same conversation in many households.
Yeah.
Many competitors.
I mean, they're gonna. My mom and dad are coming to staff. I mean, they're gonna come. Obviously, they live 20 minutes away, so it'd be so excited. They're really supportive. I'm very thankful that like, I obviously now it's like I'm 30, so I can't take care of myself. But like in high school and stuff, like getting going, like especially when I was in high school, like taking me to nationals those first 2 years and letting me go to Thailand was like so like it was. Even though I did bad at Thailand, like that experience. Like if I'd gone to Vegas as my first Worlds, like I wouldn't have known what was going on. Like I did well in Vegas because I did bad in Thailand. So like it was so important. That's like my career would have been entirely different if like my parents weren't so supportive of that. And so yeah, like they're very on board in like by 2015. Like I am like at peak skill level and popularity level essentially. Like 2015 goes pretty well. Got free tickets. Like Worlds goes well. I do well. I win 6 and 7. I got 2nd and 5, and like Felix, I did well in the 5 final. Felix is better than me at 5, so I did well. He did well, so he wins. Like, but I was happy with like I got North American record in the final, which is like, and like I was not upset to lose 5. I was like, okay, I got North American record. If Felix messes up, maybe I'll win. But like I already won 6 and 7 at that point. I was like, it's a good day. Yeah, things were like great, and then it was like this was like peak. Everything. So like after 2016, because 2016 we went to Euros for fun. It was right after college. I graduated college in 16. We went to Euros for fun. We went to Portland Nats, and then Felix and Mats like got manufacturer sponsors, and I'm like, wait, I'm on this level. Like I can do this too. So I flew to Asian Champs.
Okay, so wait, how did you hear that they were? Was it? You heard about it once they had publicly been sponsored and announcing it?
I think I heard about it for personally announced it, but like I obviously then just like messaged them. I was like, hey, what's up? Like, what's the deal? Like, I mean, like Felix is less comparable because Felix is like so much more famous than everyone else combined. So it's like just because Felix can do something, I'm not delusional. I can't like do the same thing as Felix, especially like in terms of sponsorships. Like Mats was still more popular than I was, but like it was like if Mats did it. Maybe the line is in between us, but it's more than likely I could probably get something similar, or at least like maybe not get paid as much, but like get a similar deal. So I was like, okay, like I want to get a manufacturer sponsorship. So I went to Asian Champs to like get schmoozed by the manufacturers, which was like, because I remember emailing them, and then they were like, oh yeah, no, like yeah, what are you like? What's the deal? And I was like, okay, cool, this is fun. So that was a fun and then I signed with Yushin, and then I was getting salary, and then things were pretty consistent like for the next 5 years of like I was getting free travel from Cubicle, I was getting paid money from Yushin, I commissioned a cube with Yushin, like it was the Haze 7. It was like the first sub. I was still doing well. I got the first sub 2 minutes, 7x7 single with that. So like things are just pretty stable at that point and going really well.
And do they choose which competitions you go to, or were you choosing?
No, like there was like I could go to whatever I wanted basically, but like there's like a reasonable assumption that like I'm picking things that have my events, and also like I'm expected to go to all the major events. Obviously, it's important that I go to those, and I wanted to go anyways, so there wasn't like. But yeah, it was pretty flexible. Like
And you had to wear their gear.
yeah, I was wearing the gear. It was fun.
And
like
using the gear, of course, too.
yeah, use the gear, wear the gear. It was really fun. Like I had a good time. Like it was like pretty validating to be like sponsored and have all this stuff, and like it was really enjoyable. Yeah, like it was fun.
And then is that when the pandemic happened, everything had to...
Oh, yeah. I mean, pandemic was kind of like, honestly, like I had kind of like taken a break before the pandemic. Like I had burned out after 19. Like cubing took a different turn of like, I didn't want to do it anymore really. And like Max was starting to be better than me. And like, I didn't like that. And like, it was very weird of like, that's like an entirely different topic kind of like, Australia and Paris were different worlds, like very different world champs in like terms of my mental state at those. So I like after Australia, like I had already checked out essentially. I was like, so like I'm going into Australia. I was like, this is the last one we're like grinding for, no matter what. Like I just did Australia. Like I know I was gonna go no matter what, but like I tried to win. I was in Australia to win. Like I was not in Korea to win. But I was in Australia to win because I felt like I owed it to myself because I won in the last 3 and no one's ever won 4. And like no one's like the only time only one time ever has anyone even had the opportunity to win 4. And I was like, okay, if I don't try, I'll like always regret it.
Yeah, you always wonder.
Yeah. And like there's a difference between practicing because you feel obligated to even if it's to yourself, there's a difference practicing for that versus like you just really have like the hunger to win. And so like it wasn't a surprise that I got second in Australia, but like I'm still happy that like I did it. But it was very much like, okay, oh my God. Like the second 6x6 final ended, someone told me I got second, and I was like, okay, good. I didn't like it would have been embarrassing to not get second. And I was like, okay. And I think my entire brain just like checked out of cubing. Because it's 7x7 final like an hour later, and it's terrible. Because I was just like, I'm done. Like, we're out of here.
Okay. So that was a turning point right there.
Yeah, like I needed a huge break. Like there was a huge COVID worked out conveniently because like I needed a huge break mentally. It wasn't. I kind of like didn't like cubing. It was it's pretty common. If you talk to a lot of like there's a lot of like and just a lot of mental health issues and like high level competition of anything. And like it was very negative. I had a very negative perspective. Like not negative perspective, but like the way I was treating cubing was way too intense and way too like my self-worth was tied to my results way too much. And it was not a healthy way to be cubing. And I needed a huge break to like reset and feel better about kind of how I was going to move forward doing this. Cause it's something I wanted to do for like my whole life. But the way I was doing it wasn't sustainable. And then after COVID, it's been very different. Like it's been up and down, but like now I've settled more stable. Like I was on the stream team for North American Champs last year. That was really exciting. I've been much more like I went to Korea, which was okay, but like I felt more chill. I like have been forcing myself to like not. It's been difficult because like I'm so ingrained. I was cubing this way for so long to like change it up, but like I feel like it's taken a few years because I've been like I want to get back into cubing. I want to be part of the community, but like how do I do that? And like it's kind of now I feel much after North American Champs. I felt very stable because I felt like I was at that competition.
You mean this last one?
Yeah, and I was on the commentary team. I felt like I had a purpose that wasn't just like winning. Not that I can win anymore anyways. But I felt very like, this is, okay, I feel like this is something that I can use. Also, I have a purpose, and it's also I can use my specific skill set in a way that's unique. And like, this is very good, and I like it. I had a really good time. I'm going to be doing the stream team for Worlds next year. So like, it's going to be, I'm really excited about that. And then also like, yes, I do want to compete well at Worlds. But I'm really focused on just like setting personal goals that are less like I have to do this or I have to do this, or like if like I don't like I want to just do well. The goal is really more process goals. I want to do well. I want to relax. I want to come to these smaller events and have a good time. I'd like to do well, but like if I get a good time and the rank isn't like everyone else practiced super hard, my rank isn't as good as I expected, then that's okay too. But it's easier said than done.
And so what would you suggest to families where they have a cuber who is very passionate, very to the point where you know how a lot of parents struggle with their kids and screen time? Well,
Yeah.
Some parents, maybe the one you're talking to now too, struggle with their child cubing.
Oh yeah, no, I stayed up too late last night because I was like, one more solve. I was like, oh, that was good. I'll do another one.
Or not eating your breakfast and getting ready for school.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously there's a balance and everything. Like, you gotta eat your breakfast like right for school. But I mean, I'm trying to like, it's different where, I mean, like I said before, like my parents' like support was like the only reason I might still be cubing now, but it'd look very different. Like my entire life would be insanely different. Or like, it's knowing like what. I mean, like my experience should be like hopefully pretty validating of like this is what life is like at like a top level. Like it's so much work, but it's so rewarding, and there's like so many opportunities. Like just like having stuff. So, like there's like luckily there's so many competitions around. You don't need to do a lot. There's local stuff. Just go to the local stuff. Like a lot of like events. Like I mean, if you're in the Northwest area, like Worlds in Seattle, like it doesn't matter if you don't qualify. Like it's gonna be nuts. Like it's gonna be so crazy. It's gonna be so fun. I'm already just looking forward to it so much. Like it's like gonna be such an experience. Like definitely go. Like it's like like if you cube at all and you live within like a 8-hour drive, like you have to go. Like I don't care if you can compete. Like it's just like you have to go. Like just getting exposure to all that stuff. Like having friends that do like it's very motivating to go to these competitions and meet people that like are into the same hobby as you, and like get some practice times. Like just going and competing. Like it doesn't matter. Like because when you're very young, you go to a competition. Like 6 months later, you're gonna be so much faster. It does not matter what you got at the last competition. Like it's irrelevant because but like it doesn't like the time is irrelevant, but the experience is very relevant. Understanding how the competitions work, getting comfortable in the environment, learning that is like a skill in itself, and so that's very valuable. And so like go to competitions, like experience, go to these things. Luckily, if you live in most of the areas in America, like there's a lot of easily accessible stuff, and like that's the biggest way to like kind of like help encourage like this hobby for your child.
Okay, so you would recommend that. Is there any other things you did to get faster times that were even world record level?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. My advice is outdated. I just like kind of like the old school ways. Like I just kind of have a natural, like analytical, like kind of like mindset of improvement when I practice. But like nowadays, things are a little more coach oriented, like very like at the super high level. It's very specific practice, like a lot of very analytical stuff, which like I'm quite honestly, and also like I do bigger cubes, which requires less analysis. But even then, I still need to do more, which is what I've been doing this year. So like I'm not quite like I don't know, like for.
So you don't have any tips or secrets.
I don't think if you like, you don't need. There's no secrets to get to like a point where you're decent. Like I mean, like you can get top 100 like without like any crazy secrets. Like, and by the time you need truly like very high level tips or secrets, you have been so ingrained in this community that you'll know where to find them. It's not necessarily me. Okay. I'm too old school for that.
Okay, so do you have any favorite? How many worlds will this be in Seattle? 8? No.
What? 11,
20...
13, 15, 17, 19, 23, 25. 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah, so we skipped 21.
Okay. Favorite memories doesn't have to be at Worlds, but what are some of the favorite times you've had cubing?
I mean, 2013 Sunday was pretty sick. They used to have all the finals on Sunday. So when I won 5, 6, and 7, it was all the same day. I mean, that's like, not to be too results oriented, but like that is the peak. Like, I mean, it's like, oh my God, what just happened? Like everything was like they went in order of like, it also went in order of like most like, it was 6, then 7, then 5. And so I was like, slam dunk win, probable win, unlikely to win. And so it was just like, oh my God. If it went in a different order, I would not have won 5. I only won 5 because like, I think like I was feeling really good. And then Felix probably got more nervous because he knew I was so hot that day. And like, I don't know, it was a long time ago, but so 2013 Sunday, 2017, like the week after Paris, just like hanging out, that time was really fun. Like a lot of relief after that competition ended and just like hanging out with the friends, like after the competition, I really enjoyed. And then, I'm trying to think of like, I mean, there's a lot of great experiences. I really like 2015 Worlds, like also hanging out after the competition.
Where do you guys hang out?
it depends. Like in Paris, in Paris, like we did like, me and my friend went, like we stayed out, we were just like out around the city, and then we went to Nice and Monaco, and then came back for a music festival with like a couple of our other friends. So so that was like really fun that whole week. On like in Sao Paulo, we were just like at the hotel. But like I don't know, like most like World has been great. Like I'm trying to think of like another event that was like really specifically. I really like 2019. I like 2019 Nats was fun because I did commentary with David Adams and Weston Mizumoto ran Mental Block TV. That was like the old stream team before COVID, and like I helped out with them, and we did the stream together at 2019 Nats, which was really fun. I had a really good time there. So like, and that was like the last competition I went to. It was after Worlds. It was like the last competition the big competition I went to. I was still like really serious.
An elite. You're still elite.
I'm like only my best world rank is 10, so it's like on the border.
Hey, yeah.
My standards are pretty high, I guess.
I know. That's with all the cubers here, I think. Okay, and so you've seen the WCA, and you've seen how things have changed and grown. Just not just WCA, but the whole cubing like industry world.
Oh my God, the entire world is so different. Like, yeah.
Okay, so what are your wishes? What do you want to stay? What do you want to maybe change or improve?
I mean, like I've kind of like this new position I have. Like I'm on the organizing team for Worlds, and I feel like I'm in a really good spot to like contribute the things that I want, like the simple stuff of like making things more exciting at big championships and finals, having a little more hype, and like this is like the event of every 2 years, and like being on the stream team and contributing that way. I really enjoy like a lot of like I try and stay out of the drama now because like it just makes me angry. But I think generally things are like, I don't know, like I mean I'd like to see more focus on kind of like an interesting concept that's been around forever is like the WCA is very interesting because like the MLB and Little League play at the same competition.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, which is tricky. Like this World is the first one where it's a little different because Little League is not allowed, but you still have like high school baseball is still allowed at Worlds. So it's
you're gonna have little leaguers in the big league at Worlds at the Cuban.
Well, I'm saying
right?
like Little League, you won't make in this analogy, like the qualifying time means that like you have to be like a high school baseball player to go. But like even then, like high school baseball players don't play in the MLB. So like it's very, which I think that model has worked very, very well. And I think it works very well still for a vast majority of competitions. But I'd like to see a little more like kind of focus at like these bigger like the transition's already being made with like Worlds having tiered qualification times, a little more focus on like the finals and stuff, and like events like All Stars existing. But I'd like to see Cubing get a little more like media cover, like because we can expand our viewership and like our impact to other people based just having like more excitement and like because like there's a huge value in having a huge competitor limit and having everyone that comes can get this great experience. They'll be very motivated to cube. But there's also a value in having this really exciting competition that's streamed online and thousands of people will watch and they'll see like, oh my God, what a cool thing. I could do that too one day. So like there is a trade-off for all of these things, but like there is value in both. And like I think that the WCA is big enough to do both kind of separately now. And so I'd kind of like, I think it's already kind of trending in that direction with like World just making the first steps of becoming more of an elite event. I mean, it is the world champs, so like kind of checks out. But not like being able to do that while still maintaining this like convention style atmosphere, like having like less people compete at Worlds, but having more stuff for everyone else to do that aren't competing because there's not a lot of events to do that if you're not competing, but having more just like more interactive
by events, yeah.
I guess more interactive stuff to do. Like there's like there's been like seminars in the past and like other stuff going on, but like I'm not as aware of this stuff. It hasn't been like, this is not my area of expertise, but like I know there's like Matthew Dickman's like on competitor experience of like for the World's team and like so like because you can't like make these things more like restrictive without like we still like need Worlds has to cater to like World still needs to like fill the role of like convention and championship and like but like it's an interesting transition period where you're having to feel that balance. But I think like that's what I want to see is like like more events that are focused just purely on like the top players and like extreme like excitement. Like I think it'd be awesome like if in the next few years like I don't qualify for Worlds. Like I'm like like if I'm like oh yeah like in like 5x5 I'm like 60th. I'll be at a top 100 in like a few years. Like it's like oh well Kevin you're not good enough. Like I'd be like that'd be sick. Like okay like I guess I'll be on the stream team probably so I'll commentate. But like I think that'd be exciting. Like still having these huge convention style events too, where everyone can compete and everyone can like just hang out and it's like a more chill atmosphere. I think those are really important to have, but also like having other events that are like really focused on like the presentation and the competition between like the high level competitors is like doing both. I think is what I want to see.
Okay, so by the way, are you in what group are you in?
Oh shoot, they're probably okay scrambling without me. I'll help out. I'm in group 4, so that's okay.
Okay, so my brain goes two ways with what you were saying.
Yeah.
So like for the NBA, there's like the NBA finals, right? Where you get all the rounds, but then there's also the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
And then you have like the Grammys, and I think around the Grammys, there's all these other parties and different things going, music focus things. There's Comic-Con, because like cubing has like this like celebrity, right?
Yes.
Element to it too, but then there's the competition element, and like you're saying, there's also maybe an invitational or an all-star or a, like something where there's only like 10 competitors.
Yeah,
right, is what you're trying to say, right?
Well, they have all-stars. They have like they all if they do all-stars for they want them all. If they do all-stars in Seattle next year, or in the qualification time will probably be 6 flat or something crazy.
Sorry. Now they've got a cake coming out.
I mean, like, yeah, honestly, like a reasonable qualification time for All Stars before Worlds next year would be like 6 flat, which is crazy.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
But like, that's like seems fair. Like, can't have too many people at like an All Star event.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that. What was the exact like? What was?
No, it's okay. I think we have to wrap it up because there's a cake.
Oh, it's fine. No, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. It'll be crazy. Next year's gonna be nuts. I'm so excited for Worlds.
So if anybody wants to say hello to Kevin, and if you see him at a competition, you want people to say hi to you? Or you just
oh yeah, people can say hi. I usually just like pop in. I'm pretty hard to find now because I pop in for my events, and then like I need to.
You're old?
I can't hang out all day. It just
you have to go to bed early.
It's mentally taxing. It's just like but yeah, I'm around. You can always say hi as long as I don't have my headphones on. So, or I'm not about to like go up and compete.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Kevin, for your time.
Thank you.
You heard in there that he said he'll be turning 30 in May. Well, it's now May. Happy 30th birthday to Kevin Hayes. Remember, as long as he doesn't have his headphones on and is focused on warming up and practicing, then please feel free to say hello to him and take a picture as well. And now, with some help from Delegate Ben Royce, let's hear from Rubén López de Juan, who is not just a delegate, he is also a regulations committee member as well as a major championships team member.
Hi, what is your name?
My name is Rubén López de Juan.
And Ruben, how long have you been competing, cubing, and delegating?
So I've been cubing for 9 years now. I've been competing for 8 years and a half. And I've been a delegate since 2022, so that's 3 years now.
And what is your favorite part about being a delegate?
My favorite part from being a delegate, I think, is just thinking about an idea of a competition and then making that a reality. So, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now let's hear from senior delegate Matthew Dickman. And his tip in this clip wasn't specifically for the World Championships, but it certainly does apply.
Hi, I'm Matthew Dickman. I've known how to cube since 2008. I started competing in 2013 and I started delegating in 2018. And one thing I'd recommend to bring to a competition are snacks and drinks. It's going to be a long day. You're going to want to be there for most of it. So definitely bring something to eat and keep you occupied.
Now there's a couple of deadlines coming up that Matthew wanted me to highlight. One is ticket sales for the Seattle Mariners baseball game closes on May 28th. So the game is Wednesday, July 2nd, but if you want to be part of the reserved block of seats and meet and sit with hundreds of other cubers, The price for these tickets is $20 in US currency. It's open to competitors and non-competitors, and the deadline to purchase your tickets is Wednesday, May 28th. From the time this episode publishes, it's coming up in a few days, so please remember, May 28th is the deadline to get in on the reserve block of tickets for the Seattle Mariners versus Kansas City Royals baseball game. The next deadline to be mindful of applies to you if you are a puzzle creator or puzzle designer and you want to showcase your own designs or puzzles. You can apply for a booth that will be in the unofficial events room, but you need to apply by June 15th. So this aligns with what Kevin was saying about having a competition, but also having a convention. So if you are a puzzle creator or puzzle designer and you want to show off what you've been working on, apply for a booth by June 15th. The link is in the show notes. But if you will be there at Worlds, please make some time to go through the unofficial events room and check out the showcase of puzzle designs. Those are the two deadlines coming up regarding Worlds. A quick note for those of you who are interested in the sublimated, personalized Team Canada jackets. The group order is in production. However, we have now made single orders available at the same price as the group order. The link is in the show notes of this episode. But the idea is if you've been cubing for a while and didn't get in on the group order, but you've changed your mind, you'd like to order one, you can order one now. If you're a Cuber supporter who wants to take it to the next level, you can place an order. Or if you are a new Cuber who wasn't competing when we did the group order, you can now get up to speed and order one as well. Again, the link to order your Team Canada sublimated personalized jacket is in the show notes. I think one of my favorite personalizations from the group order is the one by Morgan Ye. His last name is spelled Y-E-H, and he has put Y-E-H exclamation mark on the back of his jacket. Whenever I think of it, Usher's Yeah song goes through my head. I love that these jackets are personalized to what you want them to say. Now today I thought instead of some cube news, I would just do a bit of banter because we're friends now, right? It's episode 16. We've known each other for a while. How are you preparing for Worlds? At our house, we've looked at the schedule, we've looked at the events, and we're talking through when Cuber is competing, when Cuber gets a break. And so just like Matthew Dickman's tip, we're thinking of, okay, when we have the breaks, where can we plan to eat? Even what should we eat to stay energized and alert? We also have our warm-up competitions to stay in competition shape. At the same time, it is history in the making, 2,000 competitors. I actually got a Polaroid Now camera from my local Buy Nothing group last year, and I've saved it thinking we may use it at Worlds. But now I've discovered the film is extremely expensive. So I'm trying to see maybe on Facebook Marketplace or something I can get some at a heavily discounted price. And my last piece I wanted to share before I wrap up the episode is the last comp we had here. I was judging at different stations and realizing that I like certain pens better than other pens when I'm judging. And the more I thought about it, I thought, I like my own pen. I want to bring my own pen for judging. And when I shared that, one of our delegates, Alex Much, was saying it's not unheard of because someone in Alberta, when he judges, he brings and uses his own pen for judging. So I think I am now joining that club. What could we call it? The Fussy Pen Users Club. I think I'll just be a happier judge at Worlds if I have my own pen. So that is going on the packing list. If you have any questions, suggestions, or corrections for me, please let me know at cubemomofficial@gmail.com. Thank you for listening, and thank you to all my guests. Happy cubing, and go Cubers go.